Good morning, everybody. This is our astrology weather forecast for July 24th, 2025, and we have the new moon occurring today in Leo. So the sun and the moon tightly oppose Pluto, and the sun and the moon also in a trine to Saturn and to Neptune. And of course, we have the interaction going on between Pluto, Saturn, and Neptune. It is quite the configuration in terms of incoming changes and breakthroughs and awarenesses related to what's repressed, what's under the surface, what is in the basement. Pluto stuff. So, just the sun opposing Pluto is quite the event. This is when we have epiphanies regarding what can't be seen or known, what needs to be transmuted, the monsters in the basement find a way to rattle the cage. So always we have some kind of epiphany, a werewolf moment when we have any kind of opposition. We have sun, moon, both in an opposition to Pluto. And so both internally and externally, we have this rising awareness, this pressure that pushes on us steadily over the next week until we get to the next moon phase. But there's this pressure to experience, allow for, deal with all of those monsters in the basement, the things that drive us from underneath, if we're really honest with ourselves. And we're also dealing with a great deal of disillusionment and difficult realizations coming to the surface in social conditions, political conditions, in the world at large. We have Saturn and Neptune involved here, Pluto. These are outer planets that represent eras and trends and social and political and world collective changes and events and activities. So it is a big amount of uncomfortable information, dark truths, the pieces of things that have got to be dealt with. Or else, why else would they be in the basement? So, when we have that surge to the surface, it is disruptive. We're really, really looking at power versus control. What is the difference? If we're really in our power, that means we've given up control to a large degree. If we are convinced that control equals power or leads to power, that is a very short term solution. And we have to assert an enormous amount of continuous energy, focus, life force, willpower to maintaining that control. So we're looking in our personal lives as well. I mean, this is moon. We're looking at our personal use of power versus control. And are we in situations where we are the one that is using, controlling tactics to maintain some amount of stability or security, and under the impression that, that is an empowered place to be. Or are we really managing, providing for, taking responsibility for the state of our own inner life? We aren't outsourcing that, looking for external sources of control so that we can reenact habitual emotional patterns, very much related to disempowerment, usually, if that's what we're involved with the moon. There's a lot going on today in terms of breakthroughs, plutonic breakthroughs. We've also got this all happening in Leo, so it seeks to connect us with our heart, with our spirit, what it is that animates us. So we're going to realize how giving in to devil energies, plutonic patterns, unhealed trauma, shortcuts, tactics, leaning more into control rather than coming into actual power, how that is out of alignment with what the heart and the soul really want, are really asking for. So we have to listen to the whispers, the promptings of the heart and the soul, what warms us rather than scares us. And recognize that fear is a tactic of those seeking to use shortcuts to get or maintain control. They lack actual power, and to gravitate towards those that are standing in their power and that are obviously empowered. All right, I will try to come in and talk about this further today. At the very least, I'll be popping into my onto my Facebook page, Truth and Aspect Astrology Facebook page. I will talk to you guys later.